everyone, and welcome back to the Dollar Break channel, where we test money-making apps. Today, we're diving into LifePoints, a popular survey platform. I've created an account, spent 5 hours testing online, and I'm here to give you an honest review of everything that I encountered. So let's get started. LifePoints allows you to earn rewards for completing surveys and opinion polls. For every completed survey, you're credited with in-app rewards points called LifePoints, which you can later redeem for real-life rewards. So, is it legit? Well, based on my experience, it is. I personally received my rewards, and I confirmed that they do pay out, which I'll discuss more in the video a little bit later. So how do you sign up with LifePoints? Well, signing up is pretty straightforward. Here's what you need to do to get started. First, visit their website and download the app. Second, click on the Join Now button. Third, fill in a short registration form with your email, your first name, your last name, your date of birth, and then you'll also need to create a password to access your account. Fourth, verify your email to activate your account fully. Now, this is an important step because if you don't verify your email, you will not be able to get paid out on the site. Then fifth, you'll receive a welcome gift of 10 life points just for registering online. Now, after the initial setup, you have the option to answer some additional questions about yourself. These are usually demographic questions, and they usually touch on things such as ethnicity, household income, living status, relationship status, your home address, and number of children. This helps LifePoints tailor surveys to you and allows you to get more bonus points as well just for completing these extra survey questions. This also will tailor the surveys more specifically to you, where you live, and who you are. Now, let's dive into my personal experience with LifePoint surveys. Over the course of 5 hours, I attempted 38 surveys, and here's a breakdown of what I encountered while I was testing the site. First, the survey types and categories. There were a few different categories and types available, but most of them were around either brand awareness surveys, product knowledge, lifestyle preferences, or behavioral studies with certain brands or actions or retailers. Second, the survey duration and points, what to expect here. So surveys ranged from 1 minute to 35 minutes, which can be a little on the long side. And points awarded were varied from 2 points for disqualification, so if you didn't make it to actually take the full survey, or 300 points for some of the longer surveys. Most surveys, though, offered anywhere between 75 points to 150 points was pretty standard. Now, how often do you qualify? Well, out of 38 attempts, I qualified for 18 surveys. This gives the survey site about a qualification rate of 47%, which is fairly decent compared to some of the other survey sites that I've used. Also, for surveys where I didn't qualify, like I stated before, I'm still receiving a bonus for at least going through the prompts of screening. That's usually about 2 to 3 points and is considered an early screen out bonus, like I mentioned earlier. So what was my earnings breakdown? Well, my total points earned in this time was 1,524. And this is going to translate to approximately $13.85. So for every 110 points, you're getting about $1 in US currency. Over the 5 hours, this will average to about $2.77 per hour while I was using this site. It's important to note that earnings can vary widely depending on your demographic profile, the number of available surveys at that time, and how frequently you're checking for surveys, because sometimes there won't be any surveys available for you to take. Okay, so how do you withdraw money from LifePoints? Well, based on my experience, LifePoints offers several withdrawal options. One thing to note is you need to have at least $5 to withdraw, which equates to 550 points. From there, you can either withdraw $5, $10, $25, $50, or $100. Those are the only increments you can withdraw any of the methods. I chose PayPal for my withdrawal and initiated a $10 payment, and it took about 3 days to process, which is a little bit longer than what I'm used to. However, I will say it was over the weekend as well. Now, you also can withdraw with gift cards, including many options like Amazon, Apple, Starbucks, and many other big name retailers. But the availability for this may vary by country, so please take note of that. You also can use Venmo, which is an alternative to direct bank deposits. And you also can use charity donations. So you have the option to donate your earnings to various charities of your choice. Now, with any of these options, processing times may vary depending on the withdrawal method and the withdrawal amount. But based on my experience, it will take a few days for any of your rewards to hit. At least that's what happened with me on PayPal. Based on my experience, here are some additional tips to help you make the most of LifePoints. First, make sure you complete your profile thoroughly so you can get matched to the best surveys for you and your interest. 2, make sure you're continuing to check the app. New surveys will appear quite often and some may have limited spots, especially the high dollar ones. 3, be honest and consistent. If you're inconsistent in your answers, especially demographic ones, it may lead you to get disqualified off the site altogether. That leads me to my next point. Don't rush through surveys. Many survey providers will monitor the time and they can disqualify you if they notice you're rushing through. Another feature, make sure you're looking at the community tab. They're doing a lot of giveaways and contests very frequently, so additional earnings may be earned in that way as well. Also, be patient with your disqualifications. You keep in mind you're still earning points on any disqualified survey, so it's not a total loss and you never know what you might get into. And last, make sure you're putting aside dedicated time for the surveys, because the more time you have, the more money you can earn and the more you can get through to hopefully make the most of your time on LifePoints. After using LifePoints extensively, here are the pros and cons I've identified while using the site. So we're starting with the pros list. First and foremost, it's available in 40 countries, so it can be used in a lot of different places. You also have multiple payout options, so you can use PayPal, gift cards, Venmo, and like I said, even charity, which is pretty awesome. There's also a relatively low payout threshold, starting at just $5. Some survey sites require much more points or dollars before you can cash out. There's also a decent survey qualification rate. I qualified for 47% of the surveys, which was fantastic. And tracking your points and money earned is actually pretty easy on this dashboard and how clean the layout is. Now, some cons. The number of surveys available at times can be very limited. There were times I had no surveys available. Also, some surveys can be up to 35 minutes, so quite long, and make sure you have the time set aside to complete it or you don't earn points. On that topic, you also earn in points, so that could be a little bit less transparent than earning in US dollars, but like I said, they usually add up pretty quick. And lastly, the points will expire after 3 years, so make sure you use them. So is LifePoints worth it? Well, after my hands-on experience with LifePoints, I can say that it really is a decent option for earning some additional pocket money in your spare time. It's legitimate, it's user-friendly, and it offers a variety of payout options. The platform seems to have a better qualification rate as well compared to some of the other survey sites that I've used. And that also reduces your frustration, because if you're on a site and you keep disqualifying, usually you don't want to continue working on that site because it's just frustrating altogether. The interface is also very clean, easy to navigate, making the survey taking process smooth. However, it's realistic to set some expectations when on a survey site. My earnings were about $13.85 over 5 hours, so again, looking at about $2.77 per hour. This can vary though, depending on your profile and survey availability. If you found this review helpful, please like and subscribe to more in-depth reviews and money-making platforms. Thanks for watching and happy earning!